Rain poured down the empty streets as Alex, a struggling single dad, rushed home from work. That's when he saw her, a young woman, soaked, lost, and shivering in the storm. He had no idea that letting her stay for just one night would change both their lives forever. But what he didn't expect was the truth about her family. And when it came out, it threatened to shatter everything. It was a rainy evening when Alex, a 27-year-old single dad, hurried home from his second job. His tiny apartment smelled faintly of baby powder and instant noodles, a modest life, but a life he was determined to make work for his 3-year-old daughter, Lily. Between diaper changes, bedtime stories, and endless laundry, Alex rarely had time for himself. But he had a rule: help anyone in need. That night, as the rain drenched the streets, Alex saw a young woman struggling with an umbrella that kept flipping inside out. She looked lost, and the city's cold drizzle made her shiver. Without a second thought, Alex jogged over. "You okay?" he asked, offering her a towel from his bag. She looked up, startled, and nodded. I think I got off at the wrong stop. My phone died." "I can't guarantee luxury," he said, with a lopsided smile, "but you're welcome to stay here till the storm passes." Her eyes widened in disbelief. "Really? You don't even know me?" "I'm a single dad," he shrugged. "I understand what it's like to need shelter." She smiled faintly and followed him back to his apartment. Inside, the apartment was small but warm. Lily toddled over and curiously poked at the stranger's shoes. Alex handed the girl a towel, then excused himself to make tea. The young woman sofa sat on the couch, shivering, and watched him. There was something about the way Alex moved, careful, gentle, and attentive to every little detail, that stirred something inside her. As the evening wore on, Sophie helped Lily with her bedtime routine. Alex watched the interaction, noting how naturally she handled the little girl. When he returned with tea, Sophie looked up, and their eyes met. There was a spark there, unspoken but electric. Later, as they settled in the living room, rain drumming softly against the window, Sophie wrapped herself in a blanket. The loose sweater she wore slipped slightly on her shoulder as she leaned forward to pick up a fallen toy, revealing the bare curve of her upper chest beneath. It wasn't provocative, only intimate in a way that made Alex glance away respectfully, embarrassed by his own reaction. The scene spoke more than words could. She was tired, vulnerable, and unguarded. You seem like a good person," Sophie said softly. "Lily's lucky to have you." Alex shook his head, chuckling. "I just do my best. Most nights, it's more survival than heroics." But Sophie saw beyond survival. She saw the patience in his eyes, the quiet dedication, and the kindness he extended even to strangers. That night, as they talked and laughed, she felt something unexpected, admiration turning into warmth, warmth into something deeper. By the time the rain stopped, Sophie realized she had fallen for this young dad. Not for his looks or charm, but for the core of who he was. The next morning, as sunlight streamed through the window, a car pulled up outside. Sophie froze when a sleek black sedan rolled to a stop. A sharply dressed man stepped out, handsome, powerful, and radiating authority. "Dad." Sophie gasped. Alex looked confused. Your dad?" Sophie's cheeks turned crimson. I didn't think he'd come." The man's eyes scanned the modest apartment, lingering on Alex. "So this is the young man who took care of my daughter." His voice was calm, but carried unmistakable authority. Alex swallowed hard. He had assumed Sophie came from a normal family, not one with a father worth millions. The thought that her world and his world were galaxies apart made his chest tighten. Sophie squeezed Alex's hand under the table, whispering, "He's intimidating." But I couldn't stop thinking about last night. Her father smiled faintly, a gesture that suggested both approval and amusement. "I see why she's fond of you. You have a good heart that counts for more than wealth." Alex nodded, still stunned, but something inside him shifted. Sophie's trust and affection were real, and maybe, just maybe, wealth wasn't the barrier he feared. That day marked a new chapter, a poor single dad, a lost girl who found him, and the unlikeliest of beginnings for a love that no amount of money could measure.